Hello and welcome to the Penno channel. We're back here for the match reaction to West Ham 1, Aston Villa 1. Massive game today in the Premier League, and Villa come away from the ground with a point and maintain that 3 points gap between themselves and Spurs. In the race for the top four, I'm joining my bro to go through this one. After seeing the Spurs result yesterday, losing 3-0 to Fulham, as always, doing Villa a favour. We asked that club to do a lot and they sure come through. We didn't do a match preview for this one, and I didn't express really how I felt like this one. I could see us losing, to be honest. A full strength West Ham side. We're struggling with injuries, suspensions as well. But we've managed to get a point from this game. How you feeling, bro? How's your day been? And yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, my day's been good, bro. I'm excited to talk about this game, and there's a lot that happened in this game that we can get into. So yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, good day, bro. I did a 15k this morning, so feeling good, man. For the big race coming up. But yeah, good, trying. But yeah, bro. Let's get into the lineup then. Initially, Emery's he's changed it again. We've gone with two up top, with Duran and Watkins. Surprised Yuri Tillemans dropped into the middle. No Timmy with Boonham starting. And Luca Digne's come back into the side. Alex Moreno started again at left back. And we've gone for a back two of Lenglet and Paul Torres with Konza at right back. Morgan Rogers also gets a start, so no Moussa Diaby starting either. How did you find the lineup, and what were your thoughts about it?
I think the first striking thing was Durant's first ever start in the Premier League for Villa. He's been here 14 months now. 14 months, and he's got his first start. So I was shocked with that. Rogers getting his start as well, and Tillemans getting a nod over Ira Boonham. I actually said to you, I thought Ira Boonham was benched against Ajax because he was being protected to start against West Ham. I don't know if you felt the same.
Yeah.
So I was surprised. And then Lenglet starting with Torres, considering that we did have a right centre back in Konza that was there, and we could have played Cash at right back, was a bit of a surprise as well. Mad starting lineup, to be honest. I didn't really know. It was
different, wasn't it?
I was excited. I was nervous. I was apprehensive. Like, you know them ones, but
yeah, the big standout was the two up top. Duran had a really good performance midweek. He really took his chance, and it was great to see Watkins starting because we felt like he potentially could be missing. So it was good to see that he was starting, he was fit and available and ready to play. But yeah, to play both up top, I was kind of excited to see it, but as well, I was kind of like, wow, we haven't played like this before. So again, it's totally different. Yeah, never. Same as against Spurs, a totally different way of playing and starting the game. Yeah, just surprised. I was surprised and just waiting to see what was happening. And as I said, bro, I was going into this game thinking, yeah, I'm not fancying this game. Obviously, no McGinn's a huge omission. So I felt the midfield are lightweight. And when you're playing against one side where you really can't be lightweight in the middle, it's usually West Ham. They were full strength. They had everyone available. They just spanked 5 past Freiburg. Okay, we'd won 4 against Ajax in midweek. But they, the lineup they played, they started Antonio up front again, which they did against Freiburg. They had those 3 in behind him, Jared Bowen, Lucas Paquetá, and Mohamed Kudus. Emerson was back as well. So they were really full strength. they weren't missing anyone. So they were raring to go. And yeah, I'm just glad we got a point from this game. Let's go into a few comments, bro, and see what people are saying. Marcus says, good evening, all. Thanks for joining, Michael, as always. Dekies, thanks for joining. He says, never give up, Villa. How many times have we seen this season? Facts. Massive facts. Marcus says, 15k, what's a big race? Doing the half marathon in a few months, Marcus, so getting the training in from early. It was hard graft, I tell you, it was hard work. Dequez says, this team are made of steelier things. They are indeed, again, showing how we can just grit. And that second half performance was so much better than the first half, which we'll go into. So yeah, big performance, second half. Paul, thanks for joining. He says, an away point against a top 8 team after going behind, I'd say that's okay, as long as you win home games and bottom teams. For sure. Paul says, sorry, good evening from Wales. No, thanks for joining, Paul. Marcus says, good point, hard place to go to. And they set up as thought we've been strong at the back. We had to work, but did not lose. Facts. And Kevin Jennings has joined us. He says, Thanks for joining, Kenny. He says, worrying Emery's tinkering too much. Konza ain't no right back and Duran with Watkins just didn't gel. Yeah, it was again a different lineup. Potentially he got it wrong, and what we'll go into as well, he was very proactive with that in his second half change. He changed 2 players straight away, which sometimes Emery isn't quite as proactive, but he was this game in seeing that it just wasn't working. As I said, bro, West Ham, 7th in the league. Okay, a number of West Ham fans aren't happy with how David Moyes plays. They do without wanting to go. A lot of them do are not happy at all, and they feel like they have the players to operate at a better level. But what you know is from a David Moyes side is pragmatism, and that's what we kind of experienced that first half, especially when they took the lead. So yeah, let's get into it, bro. Yeah, I thought first 10, 15 we started okay. We were starting to get into the game. We were working some moves and opportunities within that. I thought we started off okay. I don't know what your thoughts were going into the game and how we started those first 10, 15.
Bro, I'll be stronger. I thought we were brilliant.
Mm.
We were set up in a 3-2-5. We had Pau Torres, Konza, and Lenglet at the back. We had Moreno pushing forward. We had Rodgers tucking in closer to midfield to allow the space for Moreno. We had Bailey holding width on the other side. We had Duran dropping deeper to collect the ball, and we had Watkins up front. And at one point, we genuinely were pinning West Ham back. Now, you can ask questions about the speed of play that we were playing with. We weren't getting to their box quick enough, but we were creating chances. And some of our football was really good in that first 15-minute spell. And I was pleasantly surprised. Like West Ham were playing a 5-back. Edson Alvarez was dropping into the centre backs to stay compact. Yeah, they weren't really doing anything. And bro, I was quite happy with how we started that game. It's just the other part after that I was just like, okay, what's going on?
Yeah, bro, we'll get into it. We had a good opportunity for Ollie Watkins, some good build-up play, a great shot, and Areola's a decent keeper, man. It takes a lot to beat Areola. He doesn't pull out some worldies for West Ham on a number of occasions, and he's done well at the near post there to stick his leg out and make a good save from that. Again, I think they had a few opportunities with Paquetá, nothing really to worry about. Morgan Rodgers has a shot, which is a good save as well. But yeah, after that 15-20, West Ham started to really work themselves into the game then. And a few opportunities present themselves for Thomas Souček and Mikel Antonio, and they were warning signs, weren't they? Going into before their goal, they were starting to really get into the game. And yeah, how are you feeling from that point?
I was just like, how are we letting Moyes, his team, put us under so much pressure? Like their presses aren't that aggressive normally. He wants to stay compact. He wants to block the space, yeah. But we were struggling to build in the first phase suddenly. And it wasn't just our lesser players like, say, Lenglet or whatever. I was seeing Pau Torres and Martinez start to give the ball away. I don't know if you remember Martinez played that pass to their player from the goal kick for no reason.
Yeah,
like he just played it straight past them. That was dangerous. Pau started giving it away as well. Although Pau was incredible in the second half. First half, he started to mess up. And yeah,
Lenglet
I just think
on the ball as well.
Lenglet really, really, really poor. He did something really nice, and then he gave the ball away straight into the middle of the park. I don't know if you remember that, but I was like, come on, Lenglet.
Yeah, as you were saying, bro, it's the players you trust on the ball were starting to play weird passes and passes straight to their players. And when you've got the experienced players who you usually trust on the ball starting to do that, it's going to start to hurt you, and it did. And West Ham really started getting into the game. And as I said, I think Vladimir Kovac had a couple of chances as well within that period before the first goal. And the first goal comes.
Just before that, they started to pin us back a little bit. They started to win the ball up higher, and their fans were getting behind them. Their fans were not behind them in that first 20 minutes in the sense of encouraging and you could hear the roar. There was a passage of play before they scored where their fans were getting behind them, and I thought, okay, we've missed our time to score and get the crowd on their back. Because West Ham fans, I feel, correct me if I'm wrong, West Ham fans in the comment if you're watching, but I do feel they've been dissatisfied with Moyes this season, especially with the style of football. And I feel like he kind of antagonised the fans well, we know we were in the car listening to the radio.
After the game on Thursday, as you're saying, bro, in the car listening to TalkSport of all stations. But West Ham fans are going in and they just beat Freiburg 5-0. Now, obviously, TalkSport phoning aren't the majority of West Ham fans, but a lot of them still want Moyes out, and they're still not happy with Moyes, even though he's doing on paper extremely well for the club. So yeah, you can get on their back if you stick it on them. The fans can turn quite quickly at the Olympic Stadium on David Moyes, and it felt like we were initially doing that, but yeah, they just grew into the game. One thing we've missed out on, was it a penalty for you?
But I'll be so honest. I've weighed this up in my head all day, and I still don't have an answer. Now,
It's so hard. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
The first argument is, I don't know about the specific rules, but Bailey's played it onto his arm. There's no intention to pass. There's no intention to shoot. There's no intention to get past him. He's just flicked it up onto his arm.
Do you think that Konsa's made the run? So it does look like a pass.
Is it
Konsa's made the running behind?
Is he going outside or inside?
He's going towards Konsa. Konsa's run past the defender, and he's underlapping.
On the outside or inside?
Inside.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't see Konsa's one, and that would give me more leeway into saying it was a penalty then. But he's on the flip side, his arms out. He's not in a natural position. He's trying to call for his centre back to get in shape, and he's hit his hand. But
Rachel said the best one. Thanks for joining, Rachel. She's gone for us, yes, against us, no. That is how it feels. That is exactly how it feels. I couldn't put it better. That's how it feels. Because obviously Emerson's arm's like that now. It's difficult for him to retract his arm, but then again, you could say, why is his arm there in the first place? So
Bailey's funny though.
Man.
You just know, even if Konsa's, I'm going to be completely anecdotal here, but I just think Bailey's trying to bit of trickery and just thinking, hold on, if he's going to put his hand away, let me just flick this up and see. But really, it's a pen. I don't know, man.
His hand's in an unnatural position. His hand shouldn't be there in like whatever.
Yeah.
So Bailey has played it against his hand. Okay, he might not have been passing it, but Konsa is making a run there.
Yeah.
Might be the obvious ball, but I think it's a pen. But it's a hard one because again, as Rachel says, if that was given against Villa, I'd be kind of screwing as well. Because I'd be like, where can he put his arm?
If the referee blows the whistle and gives it, that's not getting overturned.
Nah, no chance. We'll go into a few more comments from that before we get into the West Ham goal. Mark says, I think I've read that one from Michael. As I said, Rachel's joined. Evening, or she said, thanks for joining, Rachel. K10 Dreaming, thanks for joining. He says Konsa was a right back when we beat Man City and Arsenal, which is a valid point. I think Kevin said Konsa at right back end isn't right for him. K10 Dream says, Konsa did play right back against those sides, so it's a difference maker. And obviously, Boubacar Kamara is a massive miss because he influences how we play. So potentially, without him, Konsa being at right back isn't as effective as when Kamara's fit and available, and especially without a McGinn as well. Gary says, "Hi guys, felt like a 10k run watching that game, but take a point, it did for sure. I think the last 7 minutes felt like a 10k run, 15k run. It was all over the place, highs and lows in it." Mark says, "I'm glad you've run the half marathon, but you must do a marathon as this will give you an understanding of what I say about our season. You can't sprint a marathon, but you have to keep going. I hear the anecdote, but I ain't running no marathon anytime soon. That's too much." Weston says, "Yeah, totally agree. We're really good the first 20. But if we don't score in that time, the inevitable lull will happen and we start to sit back," which is a fair point for sure. And thanks for joining, Weston. Gary H says, "A good lineup today, but Phil Watkins can't play with another forward up there." We saw it many occasions with Danny Ings within the Gerrard time at the club, and it never worked, did it? It never worked. So yeah, he does find it difficult to play alongside another striker who is basically a goal scorer looking to score goals and potentially making the same runs and movements as well. Like I said, I have to say, Villa fans were on top today. They were indeed. Gary says, "Cash man of the match. Would you believe it?" We'll get onto Cash's display when he came on as well, because I thought he had a quality game from when he came on. Marcus says, "Arsenal sport, you mean not talk sport?" Yeah, it's just a load of nonsense on that station, to be fair. Marcus saying it was a pen in the modern game. Yeah, I think I agree with that. I don't know your thoughts, bro. Do you think in the modern game was that one more not to be given?
I gave my reasoning, bro. I can't decide, bro. I can't decide.
Still in limbo. And M10 Dreaming says, "My only concern is Uno tries these new for actions with too short of a turnaround to actually embed them. Yeah, that's fair because we only had a few days from Europe, but I'm sure it'd be something you would have worked on before that. We'll have a number of ways to play in certain scenarios. It's just mad that the last 2 games we've gone for things we've not seen before from under Unai Emery and Aston Villa. But there are a number of injuries. There are players suspended, so sometimes you have to make do and change and alter with what you have. So I don't know. I don't know what people's thoughts would have been if we didn't line up like that today. What let us know in the comments if you can. What you would have thought like to have seen the lineup be, or potentially how we could have set up. Was it what we eventually ended up on towards the end of the game? Let us know. Michael, believe me, running a marathon is life changing. I think everyone should run one. Yeah, not just yet, Michael, but potentially that might be the goal. Just going to stick with the half at the moment because that's going to kill me off. I can see. Weston says problem playing Duran and Watkins together is Duran pushes Watkins wide. Facts. And K10 saying formations. So yeah, bro, the goal itself, so disappointing, but it felt like it was coming, didn't it? Thoughts on the goal?
Yeah, I think there's obviously whenever a goal's conceded, there's always a player you can attribute a mistake to within the team, as in like the team as a whole and defensively. But I think here specifically, Torres is too deep. He's playing Antonio Miles on side. He's way too deep and he's not covering anyone. He's marking the space, but he's too deep. You got to hold the line. And Lenglet's ball watching. If you can remind me how the ball gets out to Kufal initially, I've kind of forgot that. But
they play a ball out wide to Kufal, and he kind of does well. I think he beats Moreno. He does well to beat Moreno. To be fair, Moreno lets get around easy, and it's a great cross. But as you said, bro, Torres is not too deep. Torres is nearly at the 6-yard box, and Lenglet. There's 2 men behind Lenglet. There's an Antonio and someone else. It's a good header. It's a good finish, diving head into the bottom corner, and leaves Martinez with no chance. But yeah, we're really ball watching there because Lenglet is not picking anyone up, and Torres is certainly not picking anyone up because he has about 5 yards in all around him in a circumference, and there's no one there. So yeah, he was poor defending for sure, and we go 1-0 down, bro, and we don't do too well when we go 1-0 down, do we? So usually it's imperative that we get the first goal. And yeah, how are you feeling, man?
Bro, listen. Sometimes, like if Villa concede first, you can almost just like go about
turn it off.
Your day, you know that one's like
leave the ground and turn it off.
How many games have we won this season off the top?
Palace, yeah, that comes to my head. Yeah,
I can't think of any other, man. It's a myth. But yeah, it's just so shit as well because you're watching the game and you just like West Ham are there for the taking, in my opinion. I don't think they were great. First off, I don't think they were that good. I really don't, and they were allowing us to have the ball quite a lot. But it is a great cross. It's a good finish from Antonio as well. But like letting Antonio score as well, it's just like, come on, Villa, man.
Bro,
like,
do you know that's his first goal in 27 games or something?
Really?
20, yeah.
Is that all comps as well?
I think so, yeah. 27 games, yeah.
And he's going to be on the podcast with Callum Wilson talking about, Villa are dead, man. Like, I could have got 2 goals today and all that. Whatever.
Right, every time.
Or Spurs.
If there's a record to be beaten, whether it's Antonio or whatever happens this season, there's been a number of games where a record has been broken or someone needs to score a goal. Villa always provide it, for sure. K10 says we're going against Spurs. Yeah, for sure, definitely.
Spurs away. Yeah, forgot about
Burnley. Were we losing to Burnley?
No. Burnley, we took
at home.
Both games took the lead, bro.
Did they not make it 2-1? No, it was 1-0, 2-1. Yeah.
1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2.
Yeah.
Sorry, 2-0. They came back from whatever. It is what it is. Don't matter.
Yeah, bro. Who's going to be a tough ask because once West Ham take the league, the shape they're going to go into. They're going to try and attack us on the break with Jared Bowen, Mohamed Kudus, get into Antonio in behind as well against Torres and Lenglet. It was set up for them to just sit back, let us have the ball and catch us on the break and try and extend the lead from that point onwards. It wasn't looking good at all and just a poor goal to concede, man. Just a poor goal to concede. Going into that after the goal, I think Kudus has a chance. There wasn't much else really going into the half.
Let's
Second
talk about
half, go on.
before the second half. Let's talk about Morgan Rogers. Now, in my opinion, he had a very, very mixed first half, and I've got a take on him. I'm not sure. The more I've seen, Rogers should be starting games just yet. I think intensity-wise, he's just not there yet, both on and off the ball. The first half, he made a really nice run when he was just attacking central, and there was two Villa players outside of him, but the space kind of opened up in the middle, and he gets there, and the shot's just a bit. It's slow, and it's like kind of Areola is a comfortable save. I thought that was okay. That was nice carrying, but off the ball, he can't keep up yet. It's not there. It's not there. And this is starting the first half as well. I just think he started against Ajax as well. I think this game was just a bit too much, personally.
Yeah, he's going to take time. It's going to take time. It is facts, bro. And I agree with you.
Premier League intensity, like not that I've got experience of it or whatever. I've never played to that level, but we hear players talk about how the intensity is just a different beast in the Premier League and everything's quicker. So it's going to take time, man.
I've seen enough of Morgan Rogers to know that he'll be an asset for us in the future. He's really good on the ball. He can shoot. It's going to take a lot of time. And as you say, bro, his off the ball work is just not there yet. I struggled defensively a number of times. Yeah, I do hear it in that sense. But I think it's more of what we've got at the minute.
But I'd even play, looking back now, I've been critical of him today, so this is going to sound mad hypocritical. But even a DR will be at this point over Rodgers, I think.
Do you think Emery went with, say, Duran, Rodgers, Watkins, even though it didn't work because of the height of West Ham and how physical they are and defending against corners and set pieces, that we've gone for additional height? You know, Rodgers is a unit, Duran's a unit, you've got Watkins, then you've got the centre-backs as well. Because if they were on the pitch, we have no Boubacar Kamara, we have no Tyrone Mings, obviously. Ezri Konsa's there as well, who's a size. It was to add more size and physicality into the side.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the line of thinking I was looking at before the game was on. I think that's a great point. He was purely for the set pieces and
didn't really work, did it? Didn't really work, and we'll get onto that. Before we get into the second half again, I haven't said this really, but yeah, if you could like the stream, if you're new here, subscribe, and also drop your comments in after the stream as well if you're not watching live, and let us know your thoughts on the game, your man of the match, and any other talking points regarding Villa. We'll get back to a few comments, bro. There's a lot in here. So Rachel says Emery does tinker to try things to short things, but the absentees are dictating. But Emery needs to get back to a more settled team and formation ASAP. Yeah, agree. I think it is. It's just players missing, dictating how he sets up, and he's tinkering and trying things. And we obviously don't wish he was in that position, because I think if everyone's fit, we have a settled first 11 for sure. But yeah, he is trying new things. And Jacob Ramsey still being absent doesn't help, because I think he slots straight into that left-hand side if he's available. And potentially we should start differently up top. Gary says, terrible record against West Ham away. Turned match off twice before realising both goals were disallowed. Gary, same as me. I walked out the room when they won it. Well, I thought they'd won it anyway, and they came back to see it was disallowed. Gary also says, even Werner scored last week and he missed a sitter again yesterday. Facts. It is the Villa. It is the Villa. And Gary says Rodgers has to start because of Ramsey and Zaniolo problems. Yeah, that's how I saw it. And I thought, again, Rodgers' physicality, but defensively, he's not the best at the minute. And obviously, Emery's going to work and mould him into that, ready for next season for sure. We just need him to do a job and to fit in as best as he can right now. K10 said, I think Rodgers' defensive positioning off the ball movement needs work. Yeah, totally agree with you, K10. Kevin says, to be fair, Cash is playing well when he comes on. A couple of goalies. We'll get onto that as well, because he did one last week against Luton and was unfortunate that they scored off it. But today, heroics again off the line. Gary says, thought he was better today, Rodgers. He has glimpses, and for sure, he's very good on the ball, and he's had glimpses every time he's played for us. He's shown moments of true quality, and it will come. It will come. He just needs a bit more timing to get used to the league. And Mark says Rodgers is off the pace, but I believe this. I think he means, yeah, I believe he'll grow. He'll grow into the squad. Kevin said, sorry, goal on clearances and generally better. I think that's referring to Cash. Agreed. Aston82, thanks for joining, Aston. He says, got a bad feeling there's more to Ramsey being out. And we'll get onto that as well later because I have to agree. Unai said he'd be back within a week or potentially be back in a week. And then he's saying he doesn't know his return date. So, yeah, I wonder if it's a recurrence of the injury or, there might be more to him and might be a longer period out for sure. I don't know what your thoughts on Ramsey is, bro.
Well, the comments don't look too good, really. Emery saying he's gone from he's been back in training to Emery don't know when he's back. Now, that's quite a leap, if you ask me. I don't know. I'm not a detective or anything, but that don't sound too good.
In Villa manager talk, which we used to, that don't sound good at all, innit?
Oh yeah, bro. That's like he's ticked off every single box there, Emery. That's some proper Villa hiding injury type stuff.
Management, stuff. Yeah, facts. Rachel says Rodgers, Tim, etc. in that situation, they will be good, but they ain't quite there yet. Facts. It's just we needed them to kind of step up now and to fill in, which is so difficult, and especially for young players. But it's just a circumstantial, and they've just got to try their best, and we see how it goes. K10 says, I think we have a mandatory buy clause in Zaniolo's contract. I think the trigger is based on a number of minutes or starts. Yeah, that is the case. I'm not sure the number, but that is the case for sure. We'll get on to Zaniolo and his performance as well, but yeah, I think that is the case. Aston82 says, think he's going to be sold to Newcastle in regard to Ramsey. There was that rumour a number of weeks ago regarding Ramsey and the potential of needing money and offloading Ramsey. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens in the summer. Weston says, I also think Diaby's looking a lot better too. Facts, and we'll get on to Mr. Diaby as well, because again, off the bench and having an impact. Aston says, reason we got Rodgers in on the cheap. Michael says, Rodgers is off the pace, but I believe the injuries are pushing him forward and it makes sense to try and get him up to pace now. Yeah, which is Emery's doing for sure. Gary says, one extreme to the other, defensive last week and 4 attackers this week. Yeah, we did seem to really go for it this week, and which was a total opposite to Spurs. And looking back on how Fulham performed against Spurs, it might have been better suited for us to actually really go for it last week. But yeah, it is what it is. Rachel says, I can see Ramsey being sold. I don't know who to, though, unless he can become reliable again. As with this type of injury, they always have issues. Yeah, it's such a shame because it's Ramsey's first real injury for Villa. It's his first one. And since that Euros, he's just been in and out, and it's not looked good at all. Gary saying, looking forward to next season. We're nearly there for me. Facts. We've still got this season a lot to play for, Gary, so it's not looked too far yet, but I do hear what you're saying. And he says, need to sell Ramsey if his injuries continue. Hopefully it's just one of those seasons. And, we've had it with players with Leon Bailey, for example, injuries, and then gave him time, and look at him now. He's one of our best players. Marcus says, Emery never gives much away about injuries, but is there anyone on here who has medical knowledge? Yeah, let us know in the comments if you do. Me and my bro are unaware of anything that's happening regarding that. Weston says, what I heard with Ramsey is he has a screw in his foot from the last injury, and when he came off last, he said he could feel it rubbing against the bone. That doesn't sound great at all. Thanks for that input, Weston. Cairo's joined us. Thanks for joining, Cairo. He says, just got home from the match. Honestly thought I was cursed because it's the first time I've watched us and didn't lose. Cairo, that's fantastic to hear, man, because...
Yeah. You can relate to that one, bro.
Yeah,
both
of us can. No. Don't do this. Don't
put we in that, bro. I saw Stoke away. I saw Stoke away long before you had your away.
We've seen Palace.
Yeah, that was yours. That weren't mine, bro. That weren't my first.
Don't do this. Don't do this.
I seen Stoke long before that, bro.
Long day. Long day. But yeah, Cara, I hear it. Well, we both hear it, man. Because the majority of the time we go away, Villa don't perform. That shows we haven't been away a lot this year. Gary says, French call-up has helped DRB. It does seem to breathe confidence into his game, that is for sure. Gary thinking Ramsey's got a metatarsal. And yeah, let's go into the second half, bro. And as we always say, Villa seem to concede within the 45 to 60 minute mark. And we nearly did again. We nearly did again.
I can't lie. When I seen that go, I was just laughing because I was thinking about it at the time. I was just like, we're not actually gonna do this again in this time period. But listen, VAR got the decision right. It hits his hand. Like, I don't get the complaints of that one. I've seen some West Ham fans like frustrated with it. I don't know if it's just a combination of both goals getting ruled out, but I thought that was a correct decision, man. It hits his hand.
Yeah. Mikel Antonio's come out and done an interview after. I've just seen it before he came on, and he said he thinks his goal shouldn't have stood. Had differing views of the final minute goal, which we'll get onto. But yeah, it hits his hand. It's just sloppy defending because there was another man free. I think it's Mohamed Kudus as well. He's free. If Antonio didn't get a touch initially, or he's just in front of Antonio, and he could have got a touch before it hits Antonio and goes in. It's just poor, man. And
let's be honest,
it's our Achilles heel.
Let's be honest with our keeper, man. Martinez is lucky that hits his hand because that is so poor.
Because he comes out for him and he just misses it. It's
not a foul, completely misses it, bro. Like, I don't know. Come on, Martinez, man. Like, he had this like a weird game, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, our star players, the guys that we rely on, just weren't all there today.
No, but set pieces, bro. We just struggle so much from set pieces, and it would be interesting to know who runs into the set pieces. Because
I've heard he doesn't have the responsibility for defensive ones, man. But
yeah, I don't think it's Smithie. I don't think it is. I think it's a combination. Sure, he probably has an input, but I don't think it's actually him as well. I think there's a number of the defensive coach will obviously, Emery will obviously as well. But it is really our Achilles heel this season, and especially without someone who's a rock and a colossus at set pieces, which is Tyrone Mings. If he's playing, he usually, as we stated before, he'll attack the ball when a cross comes in. That's his real strength when he does play, is that he attacks the ball from set pieces and gets his head on it no matter where it is. But yeah, we don't seem to do that anymore. And yeah, we nearly got caught out again today on more than one occasion. That's a huge one for me. We need to improve on his defending set pieces. Yeah, let's go on to it then, because we did grow into the game from that point. And
from what
Emery was very... Second half, I thought after that we started to grow into the game.
Yeah, my bad. We didn't mention Matty Cash and Diaby. Did you mention that?
Yeah. No, I was just going to say, bro, Emery being proactive. Yeah. So Unai's been proactive and, done something he doesn't do often. He's made 2 subs at half time, taken off Lenglet and taken off Duran. He's brought on Matty Cash and Moussa Diaby. And yeah, how did you think? Did you think about it? It's good to see, wasn't it? That was because I think he kind of felt like, yeah, I've got this one wrong and I'm going to alter it.
I think Diaby's playing now with an edge to his game, and I've got a point to prove to certain members on certain podcasts. Don't chat shit about me, because Cash was great. Cash was great, but Diaby
was cooking today.
Diaby looked like Bailey today.
He was cooking today.
He was really, really good. And now he's coming off the back of a goal against Ajax, an assist against Luton, a goal against a goal against Ajax, an assist against Luton, and an assist today. And all his decision making was really good. He was getting us up the pitch. He was dropping deep, collecting the ball. Really impressed, man. Shut me up. He shut me up today because he helped change the game.
Facts. He really did grow into that game, and yeah, it felt like a goal was coming from our side. From that point, the chances were starting to come. Bailey started creating as well. I had a few opportunities. Ezri Konsa's had a big chance in the box. It's a good save in the end for Mariola, but we were getting into those areas, and yeah, we were growing into it, and it felt like a goal was coming for me. Surprising who the goal came from again, because more changes were made. Zaniolo's come on, Lucadini's come on as well. And bro,
yeah, let's talk about, before we get into the goal,
go on.
Alex Moreno. Is this the same Alex Moreno from last season, or are we seeing some other guy? I've tried to defend him, but I don't know. No,
it's not looking the same, is it?
No,
it's not looking the same. Has he lost his recovery pace?
I think he's lost his recovery pace, and I think he's lost his initial pace to get past the man. That was his whole USP of signing him. Like, he could just beat a man, knock it around him. Those little cute touches that he'd do. He's missing his guy in Ramsey. I'll give him that. Who he had great link-up play with last season. Like, both of them are it's just insane. That was the whole crucial part of our season last year. the left-hand side with Moreno and Ramsey, and I don't think they've played 3-4 games in a row together.
No, they haven't. They haven't.
Insane. So
And
I
they've had
think
a
if
few
we see
games where,
Ramsey,
yeah,
carry on.
facts. When they've had a few games together when they did start to get that relationship back, and you could see how they were playing together because they do play so well together. I think United was a good example of that. Ramsey was remember the amount of space Ramsey was getting into when they were both playing that, especially that first half against Man U at home,
Yeah.
and the amount of chances. I think they were starting to click again and understand each other's game. And then obviously Ramsey gets injured, and yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame because
And this is
you're right, bro. That was critical last year, and
Yeah, and this is the thing I hate about writing them off, because it's not like they've just entered bad form with no context whatsoever. They've both had massive
massive
injuries
injuries.
where
Yeah.
they've had time out, and it takes a while. And part of me just wants to give them next season again, and we'll just rekindle the form. But at the moment, man, he's getting subbed off every game. Saying that though, seems to be the sub every game. To be honest, one left back comes on, left back comes
It's
off.
a Trezor Anwar,
It's
isn't
a
it?
Trez Anwar. It's a Trez Anwar, man. The
Around the
bootless.
60th, it is a Trezor Anwar. But yeah, Digne comes on, and Nicola Zaniolo comes on, bro, and
Nicolo Zaniolo.
facts. Thoughts
Mad.
on actually before we get to that, thoughts on Tielemans and Dougie in the middle today. I thought Tielemans had a good second half for sure. I thought he played well.
Yeah, Tielemans in the first half. He had that one moment where Kudus. Is that where Kudus scored from? It was him messing about, weren't it, initially? But Tielemans didn't know there was a foul behind him, and he's got to take the ball.
That one, he was soft that one.
Yeah, that was. I think we got away with that one. Tielemans' general playing now, I wasn't feeling it in the first half. I know it's a new role for him, but he's just not suited to it, and I think he'd be the first one to admit that he prefers to play further forward. Douglas. Now, Douglas is it?
But I thought Tielemans was good on the ball second half. I thought he dictated.
Yeah. I'm only speaking strictly first half here, and the second half, obviously, he was crucial for the goal. His pass to Diaby. Douglas. At the moment with Douglas, he's still one of our key players, and I love the guy to death. But I feel like me and you have such high standards for Dougie, whereas if it's even a 10%, 20% decrease in his performance, it's so noticeable. And when we've got players like McGinn and Kamara out, you are the midfield enforcer. You're supposed to be the leader through your quality. And I just think at times recently, the past 3-4 weeks, he's been giving it away sloppy. He's been leaving us more exposed. His aggression's not there. I don't know what it is. Like, what can you even point to?
No Bubba, bro. It might just be that.
Even when he had Bubba, like even the games, I don't know what it was. Like something. He's still playing okay and to the level of the team. He shouldn't be dropped or anything. But like his standards were so much higher towards the end of last year. I feel like there's just little things today where
not even the end of last year. This year his standards have been ridiculously high, especially the start and mid period of this season. He's been a joke at times, but yeah, I agree. He's kind of back to being quite reserved and not really grabbing the game as much as you expect from Dougie and the quality he has.
And then what's he doing with Kudus in the 85th minute? He's got like a double elbow chop, like he's like the Undertaker or something. And he's booked for that as well. Kudus goes up at him. He pretends he has
that's a standard Dougie move anyway when there's an arm, but he did that one, didn't he?
Oh, he got the double, boy. That's a finisher, that is, when you bring the double out.
Yeah, facts. I don't know what he was thinking for that one. He was lucky with that for sure. But as I said, we started to really get into the game then, and it felt like the goal was coming. Let's talk about that goal because it's a great goal. Obviously, the pass, Tielemans has so much time and space in the middle, but the pass is a fantastic pass. I think Emerson tries to, or is it Mavropanos? One of them tried to stop the ball going to Diaby, miss it. I think it's Emerson. And then the movement from Diaby and the trickery is top. It's top tier. The speed at which he does that, he kind of flicks the ball back and flicks it back again to get past the defender is a joke. And it's a great ball across. And that guy, the Italian man, Nicola Zaniolo, gets into the box and scores another crucial goal, and another crucial equaliser. It's a decent finish, to be fair. He sticks his left foot out and puts it through Ariola's legs. And yeah, runs off in front of the Villa fans and starts shushing them. I don't know about all that, but yeah.
Oh, I wasn't even at the game, but I felt like that one was directed at me.
And me as well, but I can't lie. I think it's directed at a lot of Villa fans. I can't lie. He must be on Twitter and under a burner account for sure.
He's reading everything, man.
Yeah. But massive goal, man, and big him up for that because it's huge. It's huge in terms of it could be huge come the end of the season. But yeah, the play from Diaby really got me because he did so well to engineer space in the box, and it's a fantastic cutback cross, and Zaniolo's done really well to get in front of his man and to finish because there was a number of players in front of him. It's a good and tidy finish, and he gets us level, man. But yeah, it did feel like the goal was coming for sure. With us, I didn't know if we'd get it, but it did feel like the goal was coming, and I was just so happy we got it.
Honestly, this is a great goal. Tielemans plays the ball between their left centre back and their left back. It's perfect. It's curled over. Diaby still has a lot to do. West Ham have bodies back, and he gets into the box. He turns. He creates a separation. He cuts back. I'm not even sure if he sees Zaniolo or not, but he's expecting a Villa player to make the run in. And the finish from Zaniolo, I've looked at it back on replay. I thought it was a standard side foot. He stamps. He stamps into it, and it goes through Ariola's leg. Who, if anyone plays fantasy and doesn't own him, thank the Lord he conceded as well. That was kind of double dopamine for me. But yeah, what a finish from Zaniolo, man. Some comments asking if he shushed the Villa fans. I think he did.
I think he did as well. I think some people, I get it. I hear it. Obviously, Villa fans are all in claret and blue, like West Ham, but you can see he's jumping up and down for sure. Like he would obviously seen them when he was warming up at the start of the game and where they were in the ground. Like he's just the Villa fans.
Yeah, like what's more logical? Like he thinks they're West Ham fans, or he's just annoyed at the criticism he's had all season. Like it's the criticism, surely.
He's done it quick as well because he's got this after and ran off.
And he's run off straight away, like he said. He should have. It is what it is, man. He's got criticism this season. I've got no problem with that. He scored the ball in it, like, whatever.
Bro, I'll see if he's going to bag more.
Yeah,
carry on.
Like, I want to see you shush again. Like,
carry on, man. If you keep bagging, for sure. But if you don't bag, I'm shushing you back at the end of the season.
I'm shushing you when you get.
Well, yeah, great goal, man. And yeah, I think we deserved it based on that second half performance. That the whole momentum of the game was in our hands, and we did really well to get back into it. From that point, then it's one of the games where it seems like either side can get a winner. Chances at both ends, but the massive one, and yeah, we'll talk about this guy because he had a fantastic game. Obviously, West Ham bring on board Prowse, and he did start to have a real influence of the game, whether it be from dead ball situations or getting into the box. And he has a huge chance, and Matty Cash produces a fantastic block.
How did this come in the game? How did this come? Why were we so exposed?
We were so exposed. We were hard to pick, but I can't quite remember how it came about. But the ball's come across. It's going to cut back across the Ward-Prowse, and Cash just made a ridiculous block.
Yeah.
Honestly,
if all the years of supporting Villa, the muscle memory kicked in, and I thought that was just going to be your standard 2-1 West Ham.
Dagger.
They finish it off after having nothing at all, similar to the 2021 game. But Matty Cash, man, what a cameo! I can't believe how good he was, man.
His quality.
Getting his cutbacks off, goal defensive blocks. Just all these guys got bite coming off the bench today. All our guys off the bench were our best players. It's crazy.
Cash, I thought Cash was quality against Ajax as well. I think he had a really good game against Ajax, and a few players might feel a bit gutted to be dropped and not start this game. Diaby and Cash for sure could feel unlucky to not be starting, and they've come on and they've had quality performances. And yeah, Cash really played well today. He was getting like overlapping well. He's getting forward the ball and defending really well as well. And yeah, he's close to my man of the match for sure. Cash was today. Really good display, and that block epitomised his performance for sure. So we're getting into past the 90th now, 7 minutes added on. Bro, how did you feel when you saw the set piece go in, the ball come across to Thomas Souček, and him score?
I'll be honest, my first reaction was that didn't feel right. I don't know why, and I'm not normally like this. Part of me felt the goal was always going to be disallowed. What about you?
I don't know. Not at first. I was fuming. I was gone because it was a set piece as well. And the way it happened, I was just like, "What's going on here?" And obviously, they said Suchek, but it kind of looked like Bowen as well because obviously Bowen was right there, and I didn't know what had happened. It was hard to tell when it's hard to tell because Konza was in front of it, was in between it. Sorry, but yeah, I was just gutted, man. And just to come from that again, I was like, fuck's sake, Bennett. Not again, man. Not again. I thought we were over conceding late goals. I thought that was on us this season, and I thought we'd really lost the game from that point. But yeah, the longest review period for a VAR decision I think ever recorded today's was 5 minutes and 37 seconds. Longer than the Kai Havertz goal at Villa Park, which seemed to go forever as well. Is it the right decision? Have they come to the right conclusion? Because as I said, I saw Mikel Antonio's interview after the game, and he said obviously he thought he should be disallowed, but he said that the handball from Souček doesn't lead to him finishing it because it's difficult to tell if Souček scores or Bowen scores. So he said, I thought the rules were that if you handball it directly and then you score the goal, it's disallowed, which is fair. But if you handball it and it goes off to someone else, then the goal is allowed. It's given in the rules. But also, you've got Souček pulling Konza to get in front of him to even get to the ball. And is that foul? So, yeah, give me your thoughts overall and your opinion. Was it the right call in the end?
Yeah, 100% right call, I thought. Like, you could clearly see he hit his hand. Hits his hand, man, and the Villa players are protesting.
What do you think of that, though, what Antonio said? That if it hit Souček's hand, but Bowen scored it.
Yeah, I've looked at it back and it doesn't like. Does it touch Bowen? Because when I was watching it didn't look like it touched Bowen.
It's inconclusive, isn't it?
We don't know.
I can't tell.
We don't know unless you have like a radar in the ball or whatever, and like it signals that it touches a player. And if we'll never know these type of things, they're going off video and zooming. But I'm surprised because the goal was given at the time. I'm surprised that they overturned it.
That's kind of
that's a big decision. Yeah.
Because it does look inconclusive. The fact I think it is a foul on Konza should be the one that disallows it. Because Souček's quite clearly pulling Konza's shirt. So that's fair. That's fair. But the handball bit and all that, I don't know. It's inconclusive because obviously, if it does come off Bowen, it's in the rules. That's a goal. If it comes off Souček, then it's not a goal because he's interfered, then scored it himself.
And yeah, he's not the last before.
That's how the rules are really blurred. Yeah, but it's a foul anyway for me on Konza because he quite clearly pulls Konza's shirt to get in front of him. And thankfully, it was disallowed, man. It took all that time. It was nerve-wracking, but it was disallowed.
Oh,
and
that was horrible, that was.
That was one of the worst. I thought the Arsenal one was bad. That was right up there, man, in terms of tension and on a knife edge, man. And like, yeah, I was so happy to come away from a point of that game because, as I said, I did go into this game feeling we'd be lucky to get a point. To be honest, I did feel we'd lose this game just because of our circumstances and. I know they played on Thursday, but we did as well. They were full strength. We wasn't. Our record away to West Ham isn't the best at all. So yeah, off that, I was happy to take a point. I don't know how you felt regarding that.
I had mixed emotions of the game. I really thought West Ham were there for the taking. I'll be honest. I really thought they were there. On the nature of the game, though, you could argue they had the biggest chance outside of the goals. That Ward-Prowse chance is massive. It's an open goal, pretty much. Yeah, with Cash just making a last. If we had that chance and missed, I'd be arguing like, if you look at the XG, they had way more XG than us. Villa were threatening and getting into good positions, but we weren't getting it off with high quality shots outside of Konza's and the goal, really. Yeah. So yeah, I can't be mad at a draw in terms of how the chances were. But looking at that, yeah, they're our bogey side, isn't it? It's just. 5 times we've been to the London Stadium now. We've scored every time, but never won. But
to say bogey side, we've taken 4 points off them this season.
Yeah,
it's not a bad return, is it? Because we do struggle against West Ham, home or away. We always struggle, man. They'd score weird 4-0 deflected goals and all that sort of.
Yeah, it's just it's still in Spurs' hands at the moment, isn't it? Because if they win, goal difference will go above us, don't they?
Yeah, but I think
amazing loss yesterday.
Capitulation yesterday.
It's a good
It's too
point,
early.
and it's
It's too
also
early,
a
man. It's still too early. It's this running's going to go up and down, man. I can feel it.
oh, it's
I
going for the
feel
whole year.
we need 5 wins. I feel we need 5 wins. Can I see him coming against Arsenal, City, Liverpool? No.
No,
So then you've got what?
Wolves.
No, you've got
It's your
4.
Wolves.
You've got
Wolves at home,
6 other
Brentford at
games.
home. Wolves at home, Brentford at home,
Palace away potentially.
Yeah, man. Palace
Chelsea
away.
at home.
Oh,
Tough. It's tough.
Sometimes.
It's tough.
Sometimes.
It's going to be a tough running, man. But yeah, you take it. You take the point, bro. Because as I said, I didn't think we would get a point from that game at all. Other games that we've got potentially points. Brighton away. Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be such a running.
That game always scares me on paper, but we've actually got a great record there. Like we don't.
Yeah, we do. We always seem to get a good result there. So yeah, it might require us getting some. You hope that when it comes to Liverpool, it's all done and dusted with the title. You hope at that point, and they have nothing to play for, or they're out of it, because then you can potentially catch them on an off day. But yeah, man, we'll see. We'll see. But I'll take the point for sure. You get a point on the board, and obviously Spurs losing was massive for us. And shout out Fulham once again. A few more comments in here. Go through. Gary said, "Do we sign Zani or not now?" Not for me. I don't know about you, bro.
Zani?
Yeah, no. Yes, I know. Yeah.
That's a sticky one still. I think that's it. Yeah. No signing Zaniolo, obviously.
Yeah.
He hasn't done near enough since he's been brought in on loan.
I think Rachel and Mark having a discussion of metatarsal injury in the chat. Weston says, Cash leave that block. Did everyone see his reaction after punching the air? Yeah, facts. He's full-blooded. Huge block. Gary Haight says, surely wearing a reinforced tongue on the boot will help. I think that's in regard to an injury, metatarsal injury. They're chatting about in the chat. Gary saying, sounds like the gambling issue affected him, but he has been poor, hasn't he? Do you think that has played a part in his performances? I think I saw a point made somewhere that Zaniolo in a league which offers him space would be a really good asset, and I don't think the Premier League offers him enough space in that sense because he can have a loose touch and it sometimes takes him momentum to push on with the ball. If he's in a league where there's space and it allows him to do that, I think he'd thrive in that, and I don't know if the Premier League is that league for him.
It's too fast for him. He's not at the level after the injuries for me. I think it was bad advice him coming to this league, to be honest. I think he would have suited more Dutch league or Serie A more than
Serie. I think he goes back to Serie A, to be honest.
Yeah, he's got interest on people. People seem to love him, man.
Yeah, they do. It's an Italian international. He's still an Italian international. Can't take that away from him. But yeah, let's just keep on. If he keeps making the impact, man, he could be vital this season towards the end of it as well. So yeah, Zaniolo, keep doing your thing. Weston says, 100% players fouling Konza as well. Yeah, I think that's in regard to the disallowed goal for West Ham. Gary saying, VAR, I love you. This week for sure. This is really played into our hands. Marcus saying it's a good point. Gary saying we just have to do better than Spurs. Rachel saying match or better than Spurs. Yeah, facts from both of you. Rachel also saying there's something I like about Zaniolo, but it's just not right for us. I think I agree with that. There's elements in his game that I can see there's potential in there, but it's just not for us. And I don't think it will be going forward as well. But if he can keep having an impact that he seems to be having when he comes on, yeah, just keep performing and doing that for Zaniolo for sure. Gary's saying I think it's either Duran or Zani stays, not both. Duran's signed. I don't see Duran going unless a lucrative offer comes in for him. I really don't. There's potential there with Duran, and I've seen enough to know that he has the ability. It's just about harnessing it. And today he struggled. He did struggle again. But did we really play to his strengths? I think him and Watkins didn't get a lot of the ball really. Towards especially the latter part of that first half. So yeah, they are going to struggle because they need the service, and I don't think they were really getting that. And there's similar strikers playing together, and we've seen when Watkins plays with strikers, usually it doesn't really work out that well. So yeah, after all that, we take the point, bro. We take the point. And who was your man of the match?
I'll give it Moussa Diaby.
Moussa Diaby. Yeah, Moussa Diaby or Matty Cash for me, I think. I think they were my man of the matches. Integral subs. Great subs for me. I got it spot on. Stat from AVFC Stato on Twitter. Shout him out. He says, this is the longest unbeaten away run since the 08-09 season with 3 wins and 2 draws. Does that surprise you?
A little bit. I think that's more performances, though.
Yeah.
Performances.
So will everyone saying, you know, external sources and stuff saying Villa's away form, this, that, and the other. We're unbeaten in 5 away from home in the league currently, so we're still doing it. We're still sticking it out. Points you pick up away from home against side. We can't forget West Ham are a top 7 side. It's a tough place to go. So yeah, I'll take the point, man. In the situation scenario we're in, we have a nice break now. Not all players, obviously, a number go off to international duty. We'll be seeing Watkins against Dougie coming up. Few other interesting battles as well. So yeah, the players go off for international duty, and yeah, bro. Unai and the team can work on some tactics and stuff, and how we set up against the Wolverhampton side, potentially without Pedro Neto and Hwang. Coming to Villa Park, another side we struggle against to get a good result, or get a victory against. So yeah, it's going to be another tough game, man, for sure. And the way the last one ended, I remember Gary O'Neill wasn't very happy with that, so he's going to be trying to do something and trying to upset us at Villa Park. So yeah, bro, anything else you want to add?
What else was I going to say? Yeah, 13 days now without Villa. It's a long time till that Wolves game, another bogey team as well. But I'm looking forward to that game. 5:30, the crowd's going to be up for that. Wolves are going to be missing their key players and coming off that loss to Coventry. So, which was a great game, by the way. The football this weekend has been incredible.
Some sick games, isn't there? Yeah.
The United game after. Wow, man.
Yeah, it has been.
That's the thing with United. They always can just find a way to just beat any team. That's why we still got to be wary about them a little bit with this and just keep winning our games. But yeah, football's been brilliant this weekend. Yeah, nice rest now, like you said. Hopefully Ramsey comes back, maybe to training at least. Carlos as well had a hamstring. Was on the bench today. I don't know if he was fit to play.
I don't think he was just there.
I seen him on the bench. I thought he was like that. He was like that Ian Wright meme when I seen him on the bench.
One of them ones.
He was. yeah, man.
Yeah, facts. I didn't expect him to be in the squad at all, and obviously didn't come on either. So I imagine, you know what we were doing with Powell, where he was just on the bench, but he wasn't playing. Like he was nowhere near fit, and he only came on the Burnley game because Lenglet wasn't well. It's kind of one of those things. Like I don't think he was even fit to play. To be honest, he was just on the bench, and it was worst case scenario. He'd have to come on. So yeah, that was surprising for sure. A few more comments before we go in here. Gary saying Watkins needs to learn to play strike. He's unfair on the other guys. And he also says, must win against Wolves. It's a massive game. I think that is a must win as well. And Marcus says, Emery said he's working on the Wolves game from now. Yeah, doesn't surprise me. Huge game. Rachel says, not looking forward to that one. O'Neill's done a great job at Wolves.
Gaz O'Neill.
Yeah. He's your guy. You like Gaz O'Neill, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. I love Gary O'Neill. I do, man. Never said a bad word about him ever.
Gary saying we need a break. I think we need a break. I think I need a break because I don't know about you, bro. I need a week off, man.
Everyone needs a week off.
It's been going. It's been a bit all mad recently. Rachel saying hopefully Luton can help us against Tottenham. Yeah, I hope so. Any team, man, just do what you can.
Man, any team, do two teams from now. I said it on the pod before. Villa and whoever Spurs are playing.
Free, bro. And United.
Yeah, and United as well. But Fulham, the enjoyment from my weekend came from celebrating Fulham goals. I don't know about Villa goals, but I was fully there. I was into it, man. And when you
It
watch
was
another
brilliant.
team and you support another team, you start to realize like how good they actually are, and like our win against Fulham
It
looks
makes
even more.
Bro, that win against Fulham looks
Bro,
so
facts.
good now.
They're good at
They
home, man.
smacked United at Old Trafford, and then they
United,
beat
they beat
smacked
Arsenal. They
Spurs.
beat Arsenal
Yeah,
at Craven Cottage. They beat the
yeah.
batter teams at Craven Cottage, man. Like that's a really good win looking back now.
It's looking like a facts. Andy's joined us late. Oi, oi, up the Villa. Thanks for joining, Andy. Says evening all. And Gary says, can't afford to go to Dubai like the players do. I hear you, Gary. I hear
you. Everyone in the chat.
We'll have to save it till summer. Save it till summer, man. Well, yeah, facts, bro. Again, everyone, thanks for joining. Again, if you could like the stream, if you're new around here, please subscribe to the channel, and also drop a comment on everything we've discussed, your thoughts on the game as well. Let us know your man of the match was as well. Facts as well. Anyone celebrating Paddy's Day, happy Paddy's Day to you. Thanks for dropping that in, Michael. And yeah, bro, thanks for joining me on this Sunday evening. Nice, relaxing break now. Some of Southgate ball. Can't wait to watch it. The best football you can watch. No, it goes. So yeah, bro, thanks for joining. Everyone, thanks for joining as well. And up the Villa, we'll see you in a week or so. Up the Villa.